Alright, so last time in our program we showed you how to make this room, added some notes to it, and put the transition for the doorway over here. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to draw a hall. And the way that we do this is we do this, we could do it with a quick room, of course, and, do it, put it in, drag and drop, and, make it a rectangular hall. But I want to show you a different tool to do this. So this other tool here is what we know as, or what's called the Polygon tool. You can use the Polygon tool, or you can use this right angle tool. If you do this, you have to make sure that you only have right angles in the rooms. Typically, that's all I do, even if there aren't right angles in the rooms. That's a measure technique that you need to know, or you would need to be taught to right angle all those rooms. But so today we're just going to do this Polygon tool. Alright, so you click on the Polygon tool, and then when you can draw it anywhere on the screen. So we're going to go ahead and make this 4 feet, and then, because most of you may or may not know, your average hall is 3 foot or 3 foot 1 inch, ish wide from wall to wall. But then we have to add for the doorways usually on both sides. So that usually makes most halls 4 feet wide when you measure them as a measure guide. So now I would prefer to be able to make this 20 feet, but as you can see, I can't go any further. I could, scroll out like this. That might help, but it does seem to not do much there either. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this about 15 feet long, and then I'll just make it bigger once I'm done drawing. So just click on each corner wherever you want, and then when you get to the end, just click once that line turns green, and it'll complete the room for you. Now, remember, you still have the Polygon tool, so if you click on a room, it's going to start wanting to draw. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete that line simply by just clicking on the selection tool. Okay, so now we've got the selection finger again, and we can now make this room 20 feet long, like I wanted to begin with. Alright, so now that we've done that, now we need to place this hall. So, this one here we'll put right here for now, and as before, we're going to go ahead and name the room and call it hall. And doesn't need a number designation on it unless you've got more than one hall, but usually I use upper and lower hall or something like that, because it just makes it easier for the installers to know where it is versus numbering it. And then so in here, again, write in our notes that are important. And then here we're going to put in, because halls usually have, entrances to bathrooms, so I'm going to put in some metal, because we're going to draw a door frame here in a second. That's going to go to a bedroom or bathroom, so we would want to put in bold fold over for that. Now, obviously, there can be different transitions, but I'm going to assume for training purposes here that transition is going to be to sheet vinyl, and we're going to need 3 feet of gold fold over. Obviously, if it's to tile, it's a different one. If it's to wood, it could potentially be different, or some other type of surface. So just keep in mind that these might change, but we'll just make some assumptions. Okay, so we're going to do that, and then so now what I want to do is I need to scroll out so that I can see a little better. Just as you scroll out, just keep your rooms kind of in the middle, and that'll help you do that. I haven't really figured out the rhyme or reason for the zoom in, zoom out, as far as trying to keep things in the middle. So anyway, okay, I did put 2 L's in there. All right. So now we've got our bedroom with closet and a hall. Now we're going to draw another bedroom, and this one's going to be a little bit different we're going to put it up here. It's going to be a long bedroom, but what we're going to do is we're going to make it this way, and we're going to make it kind of one of these short bedrooms. A lot of times in this style, when you see a bedroom in a bedroom, you'll see this where it's kind of a long, skinny room. So we'll do that, and then we need to add our transition again. Always remember to add transitions whenever possible. It will make your life easier. And the reason why we want to add these transitions particularly is because they show us where the doorways from room to room are, so that we can make sure that we don't put seams right in the middle of doorways or some other odd thing like that. So now we're gonna go ahead and name this one, and we'll make this one a with closet as well. Add our another one note here. Now in this one, we don't, we're not going to have another doorway, so we know that it's going to connect to the hall, which is carpeted again. Now, however, let's just say that you asked the customer that they wanted furniture moving. Well, this is, you'd want to add that in the notes, okay? So in this room particularly, they have a specific piece of furniture. Say it's a large, say this is an office and it's a desk, okay? It's a large desk that needs to be taken apart and put back together. This would be where you would want to put that in there, if it was like, and I would probably put in large desk we'll need disassembly. So and then I might, with these types of things, I might actually even put like a dollar amount in here. So let's say that you think it's going to take them 4 hours to take that desk apart and put it back together. It's really big, so 4 hours at $75 is $300. So just keep that in mind, that you're going to want to put those things in there. So okay, and then that'll put that in there, or I might put in, instead of the dollar amount, would be to put in the hours. Sorry, that's probably what I would do. So because we don't like putting dollar amounts in drawings as much as we can. Okay, so now we're going to put in one more bedroom, and this one is going to be completely different. So I showed you the Polygon tool, I showed you the quick room for the rectangles. Now we're going to do a quick room with one of these T's. We're going to consider this the master suite here, okay? So a lot of times I do like to line them up here instead of just make them off in space and then bring them in. So you can do it that way. Now, with this one, we're going to assume that the room, it's going to be larger because we've got, a nice big bedroom here. So we'll just go with, let's see, that one was 10, so we would probably need about 14. Sorry, just talking to myself, trying to figure out where roughly this room would be. So this would be, a pretty normal sized room with these T styles that I see from time to time. So let's see here. So if we go this route, get rid of the keypad. Okay, so that gives us a 4-foot hall, and let's just say that it's probably sorry, just trying to get everything to kind of line up here. Okay, perfect. So that's all lined up. Okay, so what I was trying to do is get the edge of this room and the edge of this room lined up, basically. And I'll show you why here in a second. Okay, so because usually rooms kind of line up together, like this would be the hall, and then, you know, the steps would probably end here, so I would probably shorten this, you know, like to make this look like more of a, you know, normal layout. Of course, it would be in over the thing. So, sorry if I'm rambling a little bit here, but part of it's because I'm just trying to make this look as realistic of a drawing as, you know, something that we would make out in the field. And obviously, I'm not doing this off of a drawing. So now this one would be like a master suite or a master bedroom. So I would put in MBR. Okay, now this one here, we would, you know, typically, you know, like these two, we included the closets in those rooms. This one I wouldn't normally, because the way that everything is set up, it's not gonna work to put a closet that's over here, because you would try to not drop it with the seam running right here. Okay, so if the closet's over here, now I'll draw that closet in. So let's just say it's a, you know, fairly deep closet, and, you know, it's the same, you know, size as the hall. So, you know, pretty decent sized closet there, and then, you know, your bathroom for the master bedroom suite to the hall would be here. We could draw that in for, you know, hard surfaces. You don't have to draw. Now, remember, you don't have to draw things in if, you know, you don't need to do them. You know, if you don't need to actually, you know, floor them, but, you know, it's not a bad idea sometimes too. So we'll just put closet in here. Again, sorry, wrong word. Oh, perfect. Okay. So this one we need the same thing. Remove, old, carpet, and okay. Now, one of the things that we also have to remember is that if this is a master suite and it has a doorway to here, it's probably got a transition. So we'll put in 3LF, we'll fold over again. I'm just trying to show you how these notes work and how a general, you know, how a general measure person puts these in, so at least you have an idea. Now this is going to be the bathroom, and then obviously we've got 12-foot wide no pattern goods in all of these rooms, including the bath, which we don't need that, so we'll go ahead and get rid of that by hitting the none button here, and then that'll get rid of that. So now we've got carpet in all of these rooms, and we can do our layout. So that's going to conclude this video, and I will do the layout on the next video, just so you guys can see one more time how to do that.